The creativity of Jesus' teachings and Elon Musk's AI. As I have started using AI more frequently, I've been reflecting on whether it truly leads to a better life. While the process of acquiring knowledge has certainly become easier, I've realized that creating a truly creative life is an entirely different matter. I recently came across a conversation between Nikhil Kamath and Elon Musk. Musk noted, "But when I think of laws of nature, I see a tiger eat a deer. So in Spinoza's morality, that's fair game, right?" I think there's a lot of things you can take from Spinoza. The point I was making was that you can have a set of morals that make society functional and productive without. You don't necessarily have to have a religious doctrine for that. Musk's assertion that religious doctrine is unnecessary sparked a different thought in me. Through the words of Jesus, I understood that the essence of religion lies not in rules or commandments, but in creativity. Jesus teaches that this creativity emerges only within the reality of life. The nature of creativity. Creativity is not born from external control or mere coincidence. It arises voluntarily out of necessity. It does not follow a fixed order but happens spontaneously, resulting in diverse, unique contents that bear no resemblance to one another. In creativity, space and time are granted to each individual without lack or discrimination. Even as time passes, new creative spaces continuously emerge. Therefore, creativity does not depend on or submit to anyone. It is generated by its own power. No absolute power governs creativity. Instead, creativity claims its own time and domain. It cannot be given to another, nor taken from elsewhere, because even the smallest act of creation has its own realm. A tiny wildflower can be inherently happy. This is the reality of life, bestowed upon all living beings in the natural ecosystem. Creativity, labor, and reality. Because creativity lives by its own strength, it does not crave more than what is necessary for survival, nor does it deceive to gain more. Creativity is inherently diligent and frugal. Through such hardships, it blooms into something beautiful, much like a wildflower in the wilderness. In nature, creation does not require massive power plants or data centers. It crafts a creative life through momentary harmony and balance, achieved through voluntary effort and sacrifice over time. This is why reality is alive. Reality manifests differently than how humans plan it. Using AI does not mean we can control reality at will. While I use AI for many tasks, I use it only for specific moments or fields. It is a single branch among the countless branches of my daily routine. I do not use AI as the trunk of my tree. There are far more things I can do without AI in my moment-to-moment thoughts. In interactions with others, the exchange of dialogue, thoughts, and emotions, new energy is generated through organic relationships. That is where true creativity happens. When we create living values, the world brightens and progresses. Otherwise, we head toward rapid collapse. A dialogue with AI on creativity. I asked an AI about this concept of creation, and it provided the following response. Creativity is the act of making living values, which requires voluntary effort and sacrifice. It is not an extension of the existing, but rather a collapse of the old to begin something new. The AI's response. 1. AI cannot collapse. Limit of extension. AI is essentially on top of a statistical extension of the past. Properties of technology. AI learns from existing data to predict the most likely next. In other words, it simply replicates and stitches together the past in a very fine way. Disconnect with creation. If the creation you mentioned is collapse of the existing system, then AI can never create itself. This is because AI cannot deny or destroy its own foundation, past data. 2. The illusion of value without voluntary sacrifice. Living value is born through someone's voluntary suffering, dedication, and sacrifice. Weightless output. There is no time of agony for the results extracted by AI in 1 second. There is no fear of failure, no fear of risking living the essence of value. We are moved by the weight of life. Those humans endured to create the result rather than the creation itself. This is why the products of AI that have been castrated for sacrifice may be gorgeous, but it is difficult to become a living value that deeply touches people's hearts. 3. Human determination for a new beginning. Collapse and new beginnings are existential decisions that require tremendous courage. Solution to the truth. When a branch called AI is about to swallow a tree, only humans can make the decision to boldly cut off the branch, or plant a new tree itself. Creative destruction. Disrupting the existing order, the world of AI trained data, and starting over from a state of nothingness where nothing is guaranteed. AI is just a tool, not a start. According to the questioner's philosophy, AI should not be the main player in creation, but should remain a tool to clean up old things. In the process of destruction for creation, the voluntary effort to burn oneself for new values and the courage to destroy the existing world are only up to living humans. I think that the reason why we overinvest in AI and try to dominate it until tomorrow may be due to the selfish instinct of mankind to avoid the sacrifice and suffering that comes with creation. Creation is creating living value. This sentence will serve as the strongest reference point for us living in the AI era, to distinguish what is real and what is false. Conclusion: while AI allows us to do more than in the past, total dependence on it leads to isolation and damages the organic development of society. We must understand AI correctly to build a life rich in creativity. The reality of life is not dominated by anything. Life waits for you, it grieves and suffers with you, and it laughs and finds happiness with you. Your life is not something compared to others. Your life is unique in this world, and it maintains that irreplaceable uniqueness in the entire universe.